I'm drenched. You are Dame Judy. Dame Judy drenched. Fucking cinema here, folks. The Ballad of Wallis Island was directed by James Griffiths, who's done television. Check out his IMDb page for the full list of his work. This is written by and stars Tom Bazin and Tim Key. Tom plays Herb. I don't know why I decided to say it like that. He is one half of McGwyer-Mortimer, a husband-wife duo that had some musical hits, but have since separated because you gotta keep them separated. Hey, hey! Yeah, that's the only musical reference I'll make during this, I promise, except I didn't. Nevertheless, Tim Key plays Charles, who won the lottery and lives on Wallis Island, a quaint little area. He's living away his days in peace and tranquility, but he wants to reunite McGwyer-Mortimer to put on a private concert for him, and him alone. Sounds like a horror movie, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It could have easily been a horror movie if they just had different music and just gone with a little bit of blood, but no, this is a life-affirming movie where it shows that you can't always look back, either in anger or in general. You can't go back, no, you never go back. You can actually leave the memories alone. See, I told you, it wasn't done referencing music, and only deep-cut wrestling fans are actually going to get those song references. But Herb arrives via boat because that's how isolated Wallis Island is. Charles greets him, and Charles is a nice guy. Sure, he's a little bit isolated, maybe has gone a little bit off his tits, as they say across the pond, I think. But he's a nice guy, and he's also going to pay Herb a whole lot of money. And oh yeah, Nell, played by the incredibly talented and incredibly gorgeous Carey Mulligan. My goodness, with respect, what a captivating actress she is. So she arrives, and, well, let's just say certain bits of information weren't exactly shared. So now we get this separated husband-wife couple that must come together to put on this musical performance for a man that is going to pay them a whole lot of money. Again, sounds like it could be a horror movie, and it's not. It's really not. It's very sweet, while not lying into the full-blown sap. And also life-affirming, showing that things can actually people can grow, things aren't always what they seem, and people aren't always who they seem. Sometimes if you find somebody annoying, they may actually turn out to be really, really good, and maybe you also shouldn't close yourself off from somebody that could be really, really good for you. I drove 25 miles to watch this, and then drove back in rush hour traffic to watch Warfare. So yeah, if you have seen either of these movies, and you know how just way opposite sides of the goddamn spectrum they are. And The Ballad of Wallis Island is really, really good. I'm not even going to mix words. Really, really good. Tim Key is great as Charles. Great comedic timing. Some great one-liners, some bad one-liners. I can identify with really laying in the bad jokes, especially when nerves hit. I do also want to shout Cyan Clifford. Good grief with respect. What a talent. What a beauty. In that order. Carey Mulligan is very good in this, but really, Tom and Tim have really, really good chemistry. Like, really good chemistry. You can see why Tom feels the way he does, why Charles feels the way he does, and there is a certain thing that is revealed later on as to why Charles wanted these events to take place that is really sweet and really moving and actually brought a tear to my eye. That's right, me, with my cold black heart, black as a goddamn black hole. I teared up during this because it was really nice and really moving. It is in theaters if you want to check it out. I don't know how long it will be in theaters. It's got a very limited release. Again, I had to drive 25, 30 goddamn miles just to go see it, but it was worth it, except for the rush hour traffic. But that wasn't this movie's fault. It doesn't overstay its welcome either. The music is really good. Actually, the first song reminded me of Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody Look What's Going Down by Buffalo Springfield. I don't remember the name of the song. I'm getting so much resistance in the behind. That's when you have taco night and you take care of that. Let's talk about the fact that the music's actually pretty good. Especially one song called Our Love. It's really, really nice and sweet with great performances. And again, very, very well paced. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So, yeah, basically the idea is Charles was a nurse. He lost his wife 5 years ago. His wife really, really loved McGwyer-Mortimer. And that's why Charles wanted to put on this concert, especially for the 5-year anniversary of her death. You know, that doesn't tell you what fucking love is. I don't know what. Now, that's actually the big twist at the end. But I do want to talk about when Herb first arrives. that his phone gets wet. They don't even have rice on this island. They have to special order it. Like, that's how isolated this stuff is. I mean, the shop's nice. It would be really nice as long as you don't need cable service or anything. Like, really, it would actually seem like a really nice area as long as you could have the amenities. If I actually could have internet and stuff like that out there and have a way to just, maybe do stuff like this and just have fun, I wouldn't mind living on an island like that. We do actually have islands like this to an extent. It's just the problem is there's a lot of wildlife out there. I do also want to shout the actor who played Michael, Akamji, Endefor Yen. I screwed that up. It's not like he's going to watch this, but god damn it, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He plays Nell's new husband, and if anybody gets how I'm saying Nell there, then you are as old as dirt like I am. But that being said, it's just really nice that this film exists, and that yes, it's not the most original story, but it has good pacing and some great character work. And also about, there's a little bit of a connection still between these two people that did love each other, but they've gone in separate directions. And and basically Charles, Charles does like Amanda, but he's really socially awkward. Amanda clearly likes Charles. I actually would be all about seeing bonus scenes with them together. I'd be all for that. I would have loved to have seen another 30 minutes of this movie with that kind of stuff. Or maybe if we just get some bonus material, like, maybe on the YouTube channel or whatever, I would love to see that stuff. But I did like the shop, the fact that the shop is basically just like somebody's house. I mean, because I think this place has like this place only seems to have like a few houses that are not that far away. And also, there's a car there that takes people on tours to see puffins. Well, where do they get the gas exactly? Is there a refinery? I'm thinking too much into it, but still, it's just really, really nice and sweet. And there's this moment before Nell does leave because she realizes, I can't really do this. I can't go back with you, Herb. Herb also needs to come to the realization that his music actually meant something, their music actually meant something, and that he was the main centerpiece, but Charles wanted to do this for his wife, and also because he did love their music, and there is some good music there. They do a point where they write some wishes on the balloon, like the balloon things that they release into the air, like like that has a sheet on there, and while swimming later on after Nell left. And Michael even came back and kind of told him off, and then left because he's like, oh, my wife left, so you must have pissed her off. He's swimming, and he actually does find finds Charles's little message. Shit. Hey Marie, his late wife. Got McGwyer. I forget the exact wording, but it's like I was able to get McGwyer-Mortimer here. And that was really nice. That was really nice. We do get the performance just for two, and Charles was willing to pay him like 500,000 pounds or euros or whatever currency they have there, because he won the lottery. He won the lottery twice, and even though Herb is resistant to this, he realizes his music does mean something. And before this, he even tries to take a guitar that he had that was won on auction by Charles because he's just so frustrated. But then he decides to do this because he finds a message while swimming. And he does it for Amanda, and Charles sees, like, music can bring people together and stuff like that. And then he leaves, thanks Charles, really does thank him. Charles even got him some nice apples or some nice fruit that he really liked. And he was eating one of those along the way. And then we even see, and by the way, since his phone was out, he was also having to make calls on his payphone, and he had to cash out a note for like a bunch of change. I guess they don't get that many customers at that store, but still. There's also a funny thing about Nell wanting a peanut butter cup, and they didn't know what that was, so it's like, take some peanut butter, put it in a mug. I mean, it's funny and good. But he left all the money. He said, I'm not doing this for the money. Left the guitar. Your biggest fan. Thanks. Herb. And That was nice. Say A+, really good. Ballad of Wallis Island. Ballad of Wallis Island was really, really good. It's really worth checking out, guys. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Ripplin, and I'll see you soon.